What's it been like kind of growing the business though, as far as stepping into the role of like being a team leader, employees and so forth like that? Anything you've learned along those lines? I know it's kind of a little bit of a left field question here, but
No, I mean, it's a great question because I have learned a lot. And
yeah,
it's crazy because you look back a year and a half, 2 years ago, you're really focused on, just operating the business, right? The X's and O's, right?
Yeah.
In your world, selling insurance, finding clients, operating on that. And when you get to a certain size, 8, 9, 10 employees, your job completely changes. You go from working in the business and like operating and focusing on the X's and O's to I'm purely just a leader and manager of people now.
working on the business. Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's really just the aspect of like the leadership and management of people. You're really just making sure these people hit the X's and O's, have the right training, have the right attitude. And at first, it was a big struggle because it's a completely different skill set than what got you here is not going to get you to the next level. It's a whole
I don't think it's
job.
something you can just like. I mean, it's something you really. I don't think you can just teach it. Like you have to experience it and learn it, and have mentors along the way. In a lot of ways, I'll be honest. In my opinion.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think we're part of a few kind of mastermind groups and have different mentors. And you can read some of the stuff in books, and we've got good nuggets out of some of those things. But there's nothing that can be said for whenever one of those big cultural or people problems come up, being able to call somebody who's experienced that like 10 times over, and get how they would their advice on how to handle it. So. Been a big learning process and totally different job than when I first started out. So that's kind of been the growing of that. It's crazy.
It's a different feeling for sure. And I've definitely gone through a lot of that with growing my own staff and putting on different, and, they kind of become family and you realize that they're kind of looking up to you in some ways. And you're honestly being the provider for their livelihood in a lot of ways, which is a big responsibility, honestly, in that sense, so that's kind of a different, like I said, question out of left field there in that sense.